Hello, welcome to Friends of Who.
Hello, welcome to Friends of Who.
And very excitingly, after a little hiatus here, we've got a theme tune. Go ahead, Dan. I love just springing this stuff on.
Just the sound of my laughter. That's
Great,
our theme
I'm going to have
tune.
to cut that into every episode now.
It's like the start of that Spice Girls song.
Which Spice Girls song? Sing it for me.
It's the one where it starts with one of them laughing. And then it goes, oh, tell me what I want, what I really, really want. Don't tell me what I want, what I really, really
Please
want.
never sing again.
I want a hat, I want a hat, I want a hat. I really, really want a zig-a-zig. Ah.
Right, today we're keeping it simple. We're talking about the trailer for the 60th anniversary special.
Can we just talk briefly about our hiatus?
No.
Alright.
Anyway, I have questions about the anniversary special,
Hit
which
me.
I've written down here on a piece of paper.
Please hit
What's
me.
in the spaceship at the beginning, Dan? Tell me all the answers.
Do you
like
mean
you've
the
seen it.
TARDIS?
No,
I would
not
imagine
that
the
spaceship,
Doctor.
not the blue one, the little round one.
The little round one
Looks
that's in
like
a
a
field.
Yeah, it looks like a little helmet.
Well, that looks like if my memory serves me correctly, and please, dear listeners, correct me if I'm wrong. All right, nobody steps up there.
Nobody?
The spaceship at the beginning of the field, surrounded by what could only be described as hooligans and ruffians, that is a spaceship that transports Beep the Meep.
Interesting. Well, I mean,
The little fairy little thing.
I
that
did
goes,
have a question. I said, what's the little scary fluffy man? I guess that was a small spaceship, but,
yeah.
relative standards. So why don't you...
So
why don't we start? Like, don't point at the screen, and this is not a visual medium, Dan. I will ask you about the crab people at a scheduled time of 8 minutes into the podcast.
Well, we're
It's
2
not-
minutes in. Already you've
Yeah, you've got
humiliated
6
me.
minutes. That's when I ask you the question about the crab people. This is all fully scripted. What the heck is Beep the Meep?
Beep the
Looks to me like an advertising opportunity. They're ripping off the Mandalorian
Fuck you.
with their little grey Yoda
The little
person.
grey Yoda person.
But really, what is going on?
Right, Beep the Meep. There's not a lot. I can't tell you too much because if they're following the story, beep for
Wait,
beep.
So
So Beep
the
the
presence of this character is a spoiler.
The-
if you tell me anything about
If I'm like, oh, this is Beep the Meep, you'll be like, you dickhead, you've ruined it. But there's a comic. There's an original.
Oh, so this is based on a comic. It's not like old Who or anything.
It's old Who comic.
Oh, okay.
So and the interesting
They
thing.
had comics back then.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
So in the original, one of the original Doctor Who comics from like the 70s or 80s or some such, there was a character called Beep the Meep, and they were an alien, and they were being they go to the Doctor for help. Help me!
Is his name Beep and is he a Meep? Is that
no, that's
okay?
That's correct.
Why not just call him Beep then? That's like calling like.
Jeff the Human.
No, I was gonna go more racial with it.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
carry on.
like it's like calling Dan the White. Or other more Slayer sounding things.
Damn the whitish.
It's just weird to say, Maybe there should be other Meeps.
There might be other Meeps, but we are focused on Beep the Meep.
Okay.
So Beep the Meep goes to the Doctor for
We can
help
just call him Beep.
because these crab aliens.
So Beep, the crabmen. No, it's not time to speak about the
I
crabmen
fuck
yet.
you, fuck you,
Are
Rose.
the crabmen chasing Beep the Meep?
They're chasing Beep the Meep
Why are you trying to get Beep the Meep?
because,
Without spoiling it,
well, Beep the Meep
the
is
right bastard.
escaped.
Actually a baddie.
He
Right.
escaped.
Is he like the little creature from Futurama? He eats everything.
No.
Yeah, because that'd be an overdone trope in sci-fi, to be honest. I'm glad that's not what's
Beep the
happening.
Meep's like, oh, help me, Doctor. And the Doctor, portrayed in the comics by Tom Baker, was like, yes, I will do this thing.
Yeah, that's the thing he does. He helps people.
And I imagine David Tennant's going to be like, yes, I will do this thing. And Neil Patrick Harris is playing this mysterious character. Russell T Davies, described as the Doctor's most powerful and dangerous opponent adversary yet.
I feel like that's something that you just say to hype up the next show for everything, for wrestling, for sports, for...
You don't
It's
cast...
just something that people say to make you watch it.
Listen, fuckface, you don't cast Neil Patrick Harris for just anybody.
I thought
He's
the
as
most dangerous
expensive.
adversary was the Daleks.
They're quite dangerous, yeah.
Okay.
But they're more of an enemy than an adversary. The Master is an adversary, for the Master
Okay.
is a single being.
Right, so
One
this
person.
is a multi-baddie episode we're going to get then. We've got crab people.
Crab people.
We've
Doctor Who's worst enemy, Catherine Tate.
Catherine Tate's mother, also an enemy. And we've also got Neil Patrick Harris.
Who playing Neil Patrick Harris.
Did you see there was a toy rocket ship in the trailer?
I saw many things, Eve. Many delights. They're called wraiths, by the way.
The crab people.
Do you want to know it? Yes.
Non-visual medium.
The crab people.
Yeah, the crab people are called wraiths. Let me tell you about the wraiths. But because I don't know anything, I've done no research. This is going to be quite interesting.
What you mean is,
wraiths
I will get... Okay.
Ah,
Skinny man.
they're from the old Doctor Who book Faction Paradox. Bone collectors. No? How close am I?
You're so far away, it's unbelievable.
I tried. They're a boy band from South Korea.
Because you keep fucking this up, I'm not going to explain who the wraiths are.
Okay.
Thank Eve,
But
listeners.
can you explain to me who Neil Patrick Harris is? I understand he's some kind of toy maker.
He's a man from America, and he's like, I am an actor.
The person that Neil Patrick Harris plays.
I only assume, I'm only guessing that he's playing the Celestial Toy Maker, who is like this fucking all-powerful god being.
Okay. It'd be weird if not, because I mean there was a whole section in that where David Tennant is going into a big toy shop.
That wasn't David Tennant.
Oh, was it not? Who was it?
It's fucking with you because it wants you to think that it's David Tennant.
Ah.
But there are some tiny differences that only a complete geek like me would spot.
Oh, really? So Beep the Meep is a shapeshifter made to look like David Tennant.
I'm a shapeshifter made to look like David Tennant. Look, I'll do it right now before your very eyes.
Oh my God, David! Thank God you're here. Maybe you can finish. Oh, okay. Back to Dan then. Please tell us more about the Celestial Toy Maker. I understand they're much like Beep the Meep, not the first appearance of them.
So Beat the Meep until now is exclusively comics.
Okay.
Celestial Toy Maker appeared in one episode in William Hartnell, and a William Hartnell episode way back in 1960 before we were born. 64, I want to say, 65, maybe even 66. Who knows? Who bloody knows? I don't know if we'd just take a simple quick Google search, but we're here now. So the Celestial Toy Maker trapped the Doctor and his companions and made them play a bunch of games for their freedom.
Okay.
But they had like a deadly twist.
So like Saw.
Kind of like Saw, but for children's television in the 60s.
Okay.
But the expanded media have sort of engorged the Celestial Toy Maker, being like, no, he's actually like fucking just under Cthulhu in terms of power, sort of deal. He's like a trickster god. Imagine.
Oh, I see. So he's a lot more deadly than he's made out to be. Because Toy Maker doesn't sell him as a strong.
Yeah, it
strong
doesn't sound great, does it? But like, yeah, like
he'll make. Isn't David? Is it? That's just some dude.
He'll make like armies of toys and stuff.
Okay.
Like he can create life from nothing, which is quite powerful.
Like like Toy Story.
Yeah, he's beyond Toy Story and the Indian in the cupboard.
And like that meme we saw, if Toy Story's real, anyone with 40k action figures is completely screwed.
Just in
and I guess we are too, because we have lots of Dalek toys, because we are adults who like toys.
Yeah, and not even adult toys, like how your mum has in her closet.
Oh Christ! You put two googly eyes on Mum's special vibrating plug, and then in Toy Story Land, that comes to life. I don't know.
Oh my God! And some fucking arms and shit. Can you imagine your mum's like horror? Like why is this got googly eyes and a fucking pipe cleaner?
And then I would obviously blame you for sneaking into my mother's house
again.
Right, the crab people, or the raves as you call them, but
no,
I like my name better.
I refuse to explain that to you.
Well, I know. Well, okay, then I'll talk about them. I noticed that the spaceship that the human forces had in there had big red bally bits on the top that look just like the eyes on the Wraith. So that's presumably a Crab People spaceship. I am wondering, are the Crab People an army created by the toy maker?
I had a wild thought about it the other day.
Okay.
Bear with me. It's very.
Oh, here we go on a tangent.
No, it's not quite a tangent.
I was at Sainsbury's the other day.
What's very interesting is the original Doctor Who comics where Beat the Meep lived, where Beat the Meep came from, were printed, and the rights were owned by Marvel Comics. Okay. Doctor Who's just done the Disney deal. Disney also owned Marvel. I just had this wild thought that what if the Celestial toy maker
is here for merchandising reasons?
No, what if they were like pulling stuff from all this weird Doctor Who media that people don't even know, just being like, have it, you lanky Scottish twat.
They're just doing everything.
Maybe I've gone insane. Maybe Doctor Who's about to do this weird meta bullshit to explain why David Tennant's Doctor Who again. I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking too hard about it. Maybe I'm not thinking about it enough.
Maybe there's a
maybe the X-Men will cameo.
There are very many reasons why we could have a David Tennant here.
A David Tennant.
You know, it's science fiction. You know, sometimes we allow a little bit of our old friend cognitive dissonance to just let things happen. Like, for example, the TARDIS brings you to wherever the Doctor's needed. It's almost like it has
a spine,
some kind of psychic force that makes it need to go. And maybe there's something like that within the Time Lord's brain, and they know that it needs to be David Tennant right now because Donna Noble's in danger, and that's maybe that's what needs to happen.
I've had some thoughts about how David Tennant saves Donna Noble's man from exploding in an ejaculation of golden light. No, he's not going to shoot his companion.
Okay.
It doesn't even make any sense. It's like you've never seen Doctor Who.
He loves guns.
I do fear sometimes. Just a little bit afraid.
Don't worry about it. The crabs can't hold guns because they've got crab claws.
They're gonna have inbuilt crab guns.
Why do you think, in the 5 seconds it will be covered in the show in a single sentence, why do you think David Tennant is our current 15th or 16th, depending on 20th if you include the Mr. Bean orientations?
I thought you said it was going to say West.
Why do you think ultimately we have a David Tennant regeneration right now?
Do you mean in the show or the actual real life reason?
No, the in-show canonical what's happened here.
You know the scene in the Jodie Whittaker episode where she's there in that no place and all the other old doctors are there?
Uh-huh.
I think that there is this place in the Doctor's mind, and every time the Doctor regenerates, the next regeneration comes out. There's like a big queue of
next
doctors.
Ticket, please.
You're the next Doctor.
Ticket, please. But Shutigawa doesn't have his ticket. He's lost it. David Tennant gets another go.
Every time the Doctor's regenerated, the David Tennant Doctor's been running forward, going, "Me, I want to go again. I want to go again." All the other Doctors have got to like dogpile him.
No, I've got
so
a better idea.
The actual next Doctor can go.
I've got a better idea. It's a raffle.
It's a raffle.
David Tennant bought extra tickets.
He stole Shooty Gatwa's ticket.
And that's why he's saying what the hell's going on here, because he doesn't have his ticket.
Yeah, this is where he is. Like, he's really pissed off.
He's at the bingo. Doctors. Like, what's going on?
Someone tell me what the hell is going on here.
You can't talk like that.
I know.
You're not allowed to do the voice.
That was awful. I just got cancelled, didn't I?
You did. I'm sorry.
Well, it was nice. I've enjoyed these.
No, it's fine. Go on Twitter, say that you've been cancelled, and you'll just suddenly have a lot more followers from people who very, very much don't like that word. Best part, $8 a month. You can be verified.
Do I want those kind of people supporting me? Or would I rather just quietly get cancelled?
Why don't you join the Taliban, who this week verified themselves on Twitter for $8 a month. That is real. I'm not even kidding. It is 2023, and that happened for real.
The Taliban. There's a name I haven't heard for a long time.
Okay, in one of the scenes, very briefly, David Tennant rolls under a closing glass thing.
Yep.
Donna Noble's with them, obviously, and even the little hug that David Tennant and Donna have.
Yeah.
There's clearly in this episode, because it'd be a waste not to really, a reunion of Donna figuring out what's going on.
Yeah.
How are we going to contrive that without Donna's head turning into mashed potato?
Ejaculating into golden light.
No, don't say words like that. We're not allowed to talk about sexual stuff. We'll get demonetized. Not that we're monetized. We're allowed to talk about the Taliban getting on Twitter. No sexual references,
I didn't say anything sexual.
You said ejaculate. Anyway.
It doesn't just mean that, Eve. Although I am deliberately using it to make people feel uncomfortable. How
does Donna Noble not explode?
Ejaculate into golden light.
How does Donna Noble not ejaculate into golden light?
I made you say ejaculate.
Upon meeting the David Tennant. Do you think they're just going to lie? I'm just some dude, you've never seen me before.
How does anyone stop themselves ejaculating in front of us? In the presence of mighty David Tennant?
Please stop with this bit, it's not very good.
I'm enjoying it.
I'm putting a strike on your record.
Why are you in charge of the records? Why can't I be in charge of the records?
You can't read. You just scratch symbols that you think are letters on the spreadsheet, and it just doesn't make sense.
That is true. I genuinely think that there's going to be they're going to use the chameleon arc that the Doctor makes to make himself not human. Make himself human. I think he's gonna extract the Time Lord essence from that, and then just be like, "Here's a pocket watch you can never look at, Donna, you ginger."
Why give her it back?
Because he's a twat, isn't he?
Like, if you're gonna do the chameleon act thing, you throw that pocket watch into the sun.
I don't think so. David Tennant's Doctor's a twat, and I think he will be again.
Okay.
That's all I have to say about that. That's my guess.
There's going to be lots of running this episode, I think.
Well, yeah, David Tennant's back, isn't he? And one of the things you noted last time we did a podcast was, I like David Tennant, he's very high energy.
He likes to run a lot, doesn't he?
Ooh, David Tennant's the best Doctor ever. Shut up, monkey.
That's not very nice.
I know, I'm sorry, I got very cross at you there.
So, what would you, and you can summarise it however much is required, what do you think the overall plot of this episode's going to be? And then we can come back and see how wrong you were.
I think it's going to be the Beat the Meep story from the comics. But
okay.
I think Neil Patrick Harris is going to... Bear in mind, there's going to be 3
It's not going to be like a B story or anything.
I think Neil Patrick Harris will be the B story. And then he'll be the A story in like the next episode or whatever.
So I see. So you think it's... We're gonna get we're gonna throughout these 3 episodes have these plot lines intertwine and munch into each other. Interesting. Okay, and maybe maybe the whole A plot is the Donna Noble thing. I would hope.
Yeah.
And we're getting that introduction and we're wrapping that up later on.
It's going to be like a self-contained as well storyline.
Correct me if I'm wrong here, but is this going to contain the last filming of the old gentleman that passed?
Yes,
yeah. Because I did see some leaked screenies somewhere of David Tennant pushing the gentleman in the chair. What was his name?
Benny Cribbins.
Benny Cribbins, yep. So we're going to get him in there too.
He's going to be there as well.
Who was he?
He's like Donna's granddad.
Yeah, I thought so.
David Tennant will be there as well.
Good. Do you think in this special at all we're going to get any shooting outward? Or is it going to be a very end thing and we get a proper regeneration scene? Or do you reckon it's actually just all a big joke? Shooty Gatwa doesn't have the job and we just keep David Tennant.
That would make me so angry as to the unbelievable. Because I've been so excited to see Shooty Gatwa's Doctor Who since I watched Sex Education. I went, he'd make a good Doctor Who. I have no evidence to back that up. I could just be making it up, but I'm quite honest. So there's that.
Who is the curly-haired lady? Is that Donna's
I think that's Donna's daughter.
Okay.
She's called Rose.
Okay.
And it annoyed me when all the rumours and leaks were coming out before it was confirmed that David Tennant was full-blown Doctor Who again, that
Interesting.
It added fuel to my fire that this was going to be a multiverse thing, and David Tennant was just going to be
because there was a Rose character. Okay.
Who was brown and not Billy Piper.
Okay. You know, just different, like that universe from the Cybermen story where the alternate Rose, where the Rose is a dog. I love that.
It's beautiful.
Oh, Jackie just never have kids. So, yeah, it's the dog Rose. Come here, Rose.
Rose is a dog.
Now that's the next. Now there's a companion you'll never see. The
literal
Doctor
dog.
having a dog as a companion. Maybe they'd have some kind of science fiction mechanical dog. That would make sense.
Do you know?
And then that brings me back to when are we getting K9?
I was going to say you're aware of K9, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
when is K9 coming back, or is K9 just incompatible with a Doctor that takes itself seriously?
K9 never left.
I am the Deus Ex Machina robot. I will open the door for us. Oh, great. Thanks,
master.
Thanks, little dog. The dog can't do anything the screwdriver can't. I'm sorry. Redundant dog.
Do you know
Put
why?
turn it into a scrap cube.
Do you know literally why the dog isn't in Doctor Who anymore?
Because it's a stupid idea.
Cancelled.
Oh, racist things on Twitter.
Racist things on Twitter.
Retweeting the Taliban.
First person to like the Taliban.
Oh, no.
No, the
K9 likes this. He kept liking tweets that J.K. Rowling liked and went down with her.
K9 kept liking problematic tweets, yeah.
Problematic tweets. But never explicitly said anything horrible. So got away with it for a long time.
I'm not
And
racist.
then went on John Tron's podcast and just went absolutely mental.
Started going on about immigrants and it was awful. It was a shit show.
I know, it was really upsetting to find out about the fictional robotic dog character
Massive
from
transfer.
old Doctor Who. It's just all of the phobes, everything.
We were on the wrong side last war. Jesus Christ, K9.
Oh dear. Next week on my podcast, he has got a whole new podcast though. With thousands and thousands of viewers. He was on Joe Rogan last week.
He was on Joe Rogan.
Yeah. Joe Rogan trying to ask him serious questions about the moon. And K9
We never went to the moon, Master Rogan.
Yeah. I wonder sometimes if maybe the little hamsters inside K9 that I assume power its engines are completely broken.
Started linking the Jews to the assassination of Kennedy. It was a shit show.
Oh dear. Can you tell me anything, apart from his cancellation, about Beep the Meep? Without spoiling, is there anything you can tell me? Is it a creature from a certain planet? Are there lots of Meeps, or are we...
I just want to clear something up first.
What?
Beep the Meep did nothing wrong. No, people are looking at Beep the Meep in the trailer and going, oh, they're just doing what the Mandalorian did. They're having a cute...
Oh, don't be silly.
And it's like, shut up.
Yeah, and then the people that have watched it
Shut
are
up.
just in the Doctor Who groups. I'm seeing memes involving Beep, and I don't get them. And I think the 1%, and I do mean 1% of people who are Doctor Who fans who know Beep the Meep is, feel very, very smart in themselves for knowing who Beep the Meep is. I'm like, chill the shit out.
Yeah.
Come on, right?
Yeah.
We're not all into all the deep lore media.
I feel very smug. Whenever, for those of you who listen, we've got the trailer running silently and slowly in the background, like Jason Voorhees from Friday the 13th. It's very slow, very silent.
We're just playing it in 0.25 speed.
Eventually it'll kill us. And every time the crab people come on, the wraiths or Beep the Meep, I'm just like twirling my moustache.
So the crab people, the wraiths, and the Beep the Meep are related. Are they from the same story?
Yes.
Right. Yeah. So it's not just villain for the sake. What villain can we have in the background while the story takes place? But the crab people and Beep the Meep are related in some way. Here's my prediction. It's going to be. I'll be upset if it does this because this has been overdone in fiction. Actually, Beep the Meep is the baddie, and the crab people are trying to save the universe by catching the little monster.
Okay.
And I won't be surprised if that's what it is.
Okay.
But I hope there's more nuance than that.
I mean, Russell T Davies has deliberately picked this storyline from the comics.
Okay.
Go on.
I was going to say, is there some reason it would make sense to do this storyline with the Donna Noble storyline?
No, I don't think. Not that I can think of off the top of my head.
You just need something good to be happening in the background that makes sense.
It's a good, solid story while he reintroduces Doctor Who to people. Because a lot of people have dropped off because of Chibnall.
Maybe. We've yet to do an episode that's just 60 minutes of swearing at Chibnall.
You and I? Or do you mean Russell T Davies?
Russell T Davies, I think, would come on that show with us.
I don't think he would.
In front of a live studio audience.
That's just your cat.
It's going to be like the scene from 1984, where they all get like 2 minutes to just shout and swear, and that's when they're allowed to be horrible. All shouting at the big picture of Big Brother.
Comes on and we just relax.
Oh, we all relax. But yeah, for 2 minutes we're just screaming at this giant screen with Chris Chibnall on it.
Fucking die! Ah!
I saw a wonderful meme, and it was going to a Doctor Who convention where Chris Chibnall's on a panel cosplaying as young Chris Chibnall.
Oh, I've seen that because Chibnall is going to a Doctor Who comic, a Doctor Who convention thing on a panel.
Yeah, so you go as a young Chris Chibnall.
Wow.
Right.
I want to see video footage.
How can I correct our mistakes for the future?
If anyone listening is going to Gallifrey 1, that's the name of the thing, please, oh God, please record it all for us. Eve will give you a sum of cash.
Or how about we don't harass people who, let's be honest, were trying their best. He was trying his best.
Who the fuck?
Dan,
when did you become the voice of reason?
Condone violence.
I'm not condoning violence. I'm not condoning violence. I'm just saying, please film it and share the footage with us.
There'll be some shit. There'll be some people who'll give him shit.
I loved it. No,
or do you think everyone's going to be really respectful and nice? There's not going to be a single meme lord at the entire convention.
I hope someone dresses.
There'll be some meme lord. There'll be someone who says something.
I want people to ask him the questions like, why do you hate Doctor Who, Chris?
I want someone to put... I'd love to see Russell T Davies and Chibnall on a panel together, and someone put Russell T Davies on the spot with Chibnall right there and ask him how he's going to address Mobius doctors, all that sort of stuff. Timeless Child. I'll literally put him on the spot and have him have to say right in front of Chibnall there and then, we're just going to pretend that didn't happen. And you're just going to have Chris Chibnall on the end just in tears.
Shuffling awkwardly.
Just
like he's trying to scratch his
pulling
bum.
his collar.
Like he's trying to scratch his bum with his bum. You know what I'm talking this.
The little shuffle that you do, like, ugh.
Don't want people to know that I'm scratching my bum, but here I go. That sort of shuffle.
Is anyone else at this convention? Do you think we're going to get teased some sneaky little bits of footage?
Probably not with Chris Chibnall. He's probably just ruined the whole thing.
So not only is Shuey Gatwa not coming on as a joke, it's actually Tennant again, but also Chibnall's sticking around. That'll be another joke.
I'm actually Russell T Davies.
We do live in the dark timeline. There's every possibility something horrible happens to Russell T Davies, and like kind of. No, I imagine it just the power is inherited by the most recent one, and we.
It's not Highlander
the
rules.
Occupation. No, that. Yeah, I was thinking Highlander rules. Chibnall beheads Russell T Davies. We give them both a sword.
like Willy Wonka, that's how Russell T Davies appoints the next showrunner of Doctor Who. It's like a Willy Wonka type thing.
There's someone who would have been an interesting Doctor in his time.
Gene Wilder.
Yeah.
I dream Gene Wilder comes back to us and is like, I'd like to do Doctor Who.
I'm not actually dead, idiot. Fooled ya. And now I'm the Doctor.
I've been gunfighting in Mexico for 6 years. I'm not dead.
Okay, now I have another question about the trailer.
Yeah.
Who are the Human Forces people? Who are the agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. of this episode? Because it's not Torchwood, is it?
I'm
Unit,
glad you asked.
Is it Unit?
They are an updated unit.
Oh, I see. Because
do you know why?
Because every 2 years the Human Forces have to come out as Hydra, and then be stopped, and then a new human forces has to appear because.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Well, we had Torchwood.
Yeah.
We had whatever it was before Torchwood. Oh, they're baddies now. We've had Unit. Oh, no more Unit.
Unit
got now.
Unit, they've been baddies.
Who are these people? If they're not Unit,
no, they are Unit. Look, there's the Unit logo.
Oh, I see. Excellent. Okay, and what are they doing? Are they just
fighting and dying against the wraiths?
Is that because we don't want to explicitly use the British Army or anything like that? It needs to be a special squad for alien Doctor Who.
Well, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
You can't just put a British soldier against the
It'd be
Cybermen.
much funnier. Be much funnier if we just hired one of those American mercenary squads that have like fully automatic chain shotguns.
They'll kill. Do you
just
mean
over militarized PMCs?
Do you actually just mean the Expendables? The people from the Sylvester
Even
Stallone
better,
films?
yes. We bring over Jason Statham. Okay, and everyone, every single
Barney
person.
Ross, Jet Li,
John Cena.
He is there. Look, he's in the back of that shot, but you can't see him.
You know, if that happened, I don't think the Doctor'd need to show up.
I still.
And I think people will be safer for it.
I still pick Aliens over Expendables, Eve.
So, the Expendables are a crew of very powerful action people. Here's the reason why I think the Expendables would make a better hero. Would make
We're not
better.
doing a podcast about the Expendables.
Bear with me. There was a recent Rick and Morty episode.
God damn it!
Starring the Pissmaster. Right, and one of the things mentioned in that was, Rick, you just keep bringing ridiculous, extravagant villains to you. You're just a magnet, and you just need to ignore them. And I think the Doctor getting involved in everything is causing more deaths than is. Maybe if the Doctor wasn't there, the Master just wouldn't have anything to fight for, and he'd just give up, right? Whereas the Expendables, well, their worst enemy is each other and Jean-Claude Van Damme. And I just feel like if you send the Expendables, they'll all come in with shotguns and, it'll all be very violent.
Eve, we're not doing an Expendables.
Not very PC. I reckon...
Stop pitching the Expendables Doctor Who
No, hang on. So there's no risk of
There's
no risk of Donna Noble exploding because none of the Expendables are skinny. Give them the TARDIS and let them do time-travelling shenanigans, but with over-the-top American action heroes.
I never thought I'd say this out loud again, but I never want to see Sylvester Stallone in the TARDIS, ever.
Just Stallone on this lever. Van Damme in the back in a big jacket, thinking he's M. Bison or some shit.
Definitely don't want to see Jean-Claude Van Damme in the TARDIS.
Who else
Jesus
is here?
Christ.
I've sort of forgotten who we've got in the Expendables.
None of those people deserve to be in the TARDIS. Stop it. Stop crossing.
I don't know where I put my phone. I want to Google the Expendables so we can just enjoy the crosser.
Do you know why? Just while you're Googling that bullshit. Do you know why Unit have been upgraded? Their uniforms and guns and stuff?
Yeah. Why?
Because they'll be getting a spin-off on Disney Plus.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Marvel's Agents of Unit. Oh, Jesus. Right, here we go. So, here is, as per Expendables 1, the next crew of the TARDIS. Oh, no. Oh, cast. So, Sylvester Stallone, which lever is he operating? Is he the Doctor? Is he? Who gets the sonic screwdriver?
None of these people are the Doctor.
Jet Li, what's he doing?
Nothing.
Is he like straight up punching Jadoon in the throat?
I'm not joining him.
So Jadoon comes in, great big monster, just starts. Oh, I'm gonna take you all out. Jet Li just kicks him in the throat.
I'm not joining in this.
Dolph Lundgren.
I'm against this.
What? No, okay, it's a rogues gallery of Doctor Who villains. Each Expendable has to fight one Doctor Who villain.
Oh my god.
Who does Sylvester Stallone fight? I want to see him bare knuckle fist fight a Dalek. The whole time the Dalek's like, stop it, what are you doing? But obviously he's doing no damage because the Dalek's made of unobtainium metal or something. Okay.
You know it's Dalekadium.
Don't worry about it. Steve Austin. Which Doctor Who villain is Steve Austin? Stone Cold Steve Austin fighting. Can it be Beep the Meep? He's just choking him out.
Oh my god!
This is the Expendables Doctor Who crossover you've been waiting for.
No, it's the one you pitch every week, and I've got to shut you down. But
I never pitch this.
You pitch it every week.
Okay, okay. You haven't answered any of my questions yet, but you might answer this one. Which Doctor Who villain is Terry Crews fighting? 1-on-1. No?
No.
I'm asking you. What'd be most fun? Who would you like to see Terry Crews?
Wait, there is actually someone on the cast who's been in Doctor Who.
Is that true? Who is it?
Eric Roberts.
Really?
Yeah.
Eric Roberts?
He played the Master.
Really?
He was Paul McGann's Master.
Oh, you know what? That's quite funny.
Yeah, that is quite Who would I like to
Excellent.
see? I'm going to do it with Terry Crews, but only because it's Terry Crews and everybody loves Terry Crews.
We do love Terry Crews. He's the king of PC gaming.
Terry Crews.
As is Henry Cavill. Both of them
I
are.
would like Terry Crews could be Doctor Who. Fuck it.
Wait, Terry Crews is the Doctor Who in this scenario.
Yeah.
Even better. But he's like, but the part he plays is he's not ready for any of this shit. Like he's not into it. He doesn't want to be the time traveling. He doesn't want to be the Doctor.
A depressed Terry Crews.
No, he's not
as
depressed
Doctor Who.
at all. But he's like, he don't want to be part of it.
I would like the science fiction.
God
bullshit.
damn it!
Bigger on the inside doesn't even make sense.
Oh, just walks around the corner and there's a weeping angel. He just goes, ah! Punches it square in the face. And then we find out that that's actually a weakness weeping angels have. But nobody ever thought to just be violent.
Yeah, because Terry Crews is made entirely from iron.
They're like sharks. You boop them in the nose and they go, oh, and leave.
They got to run away.
Yeah, weeping angels just run away. Oh, speaking of, right, and I don't know if we've done our video game episode of Doctor Who, but can I please just bring up the weeping angels are finally in a video game.
Are they?
The DLC for Resident Evil 8 Village,
Oh, I remember the mannequins,
where you
aren't they?
play as Ethan's daughter, for whom I forget the name of, even though because in the whole game you're just collecting her in pieces of a jar.
What?
You've not played the game, so that sounds insane. But your objective in Resident Evil Village is collecting the different parts of the baby that have been dissected.
Oh yeah, that doesn't sound
that makes complete sense. Anyway, in this there's a part where you
with the big booby lady.
Lady Demetresque, please address her by her full title and name. Yes,
Okay.
there is a DLC where you play as the daughter. She's older now. She has magical powers. And you're back in the old village and all the things. And there's a creepy mansion you're in, and within this mansion are, functionally speaking, creepy mannequins. That's game mechanic is the Weeping Angels.
Okay. Cool.
And when you're looking at them,
Yeah.
they're completely still.
Okay.
And when you're got your back turned, you can hear them creaking and running up towards you. Or if they run round the corner. But it's not absolutely black and white like it is in the Doctor, where they've already stopped by the time you've looked at them. In this, for just a moment, when you turn around and look at them, you still see them moving, and then they just sort of stop. Like a cat.
I think I remember this.
A cat. I might have shown you a short clip of it, and you'll just hear one running. What's that sound? Something's running towards me, and you're looking in the direction, and it just comes round the corner, and the minute it locks eyes with you, it goes, ooh. Ooh. And that's creepy as all heck. And
Yeah. It was
and I want to play it, and we need that, because games can do horror really well, because you're so immersed into it.
Yeah.
And let's have that. Let's have the Weeping Angels in a video game. And can we have gory death scenes when they catch you?
No.
Please? But you're Terry Crews Doctor as well, so you can just fight them.
No! Hell no!
You just choose to fight them instead.
I quite like the idea that Terry Crews is scared of the dark and stuff.
Just like a really basic, simple fear,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
also such a badass.
Yeah. It just tickles me.
How would Terry Crews Doctor handle
Davros. Break his back.
Davros? just come up behind him, and he can get around Davros quicker than Davros can turn around.
Like Bane in the in the Batman, but when it's taking the piss out of Batman, but it's action figures.
Yeah, but at the same time, I think Terry Crews would do some meta commentary on how he feels like he's beating up a disabled person.
I don't think he would.
What, you think he just mercilessly killed Averos?
Remorselessly, while he's on the floor, like, my spine is broken, just hammering him into the ground like he's pulp. I think Terry Crews' Doctor would use his fists a lot.
But he's such a nice guy.
He is, but have you ever seen Terry Crews interact with a genocidal maniac before?
You know, fair enough, I've not. And maybe we could see a different side of them.
I think he'd use his powers for good, but I think he'd use his powers evil.
Well, anyway, speaking of Terry Crews, white Terry Crews, Henry Cavill, because they're both the same awesome energy that we love.
Yeah.
So, when Henry Cavill's Warhammer 40k project is inevitably cancelled, like the last 5 or 6 things he's tried to do, but not of his fault, people just go, someone else. I don't know what's happening. It was The Witcher, now he's not.
Well,
then he was in something else, Superman, now he's not. When he comes on as the Doctor, when Terry Crews regenerates into Henry Cavill...
That'd be awesome.
This is... Look, right.
This is our timeline.
If you think this sounds weird, I'd like to remind you that ever since the Nexus event of Harambe being killed, we are in the dark timeline. The weird people are being presidents, all the bad stuff is happening.
Brexit.
All of the bad stuff.
COVID.
Yeah.
Alan Rickman dying.
All the progressive LGBT bills are just getting reversed or made worse.
David Bowie.
We're in the dark timeline, right? It is not unreasonable to imagine that just the people you wouldn't expect can become the Doctor. And now we've got Disney money, we can afford Henry Cavill. And the question is, the one question stopping it is because Henry Cavill pours his nerd energy into everything he does. Yeah. Is he a Doctor Who fan? If he's a Doctor Who fan, which he could very well be, well, that's it. We could see a Henry Cavill Doctor Who. And my goodness, that poster would go right on my wall.
Do you know what would happen? Do you know what happened with Henry Cavill and Superman and what have you?
What did happen?
So he was the Witcher.
Yes.
And they said, "Do you want to come back and be Superman?" He was like, "Yes, please." And they said, "You can't be the Witcher anymore." So he quacked the Witcher on a verbal agreement.
Oh, no.
And then James Gunn was like, "I want a younger Superman."
A younger Superman?
Yeah.
Henry Cavill doesn't look old. He looks like the exact prototypical.
He looks like,
hey AI, render me a Superman, Superman, and that's without training it on Henry Cavill. It would come up with Henry Cavill.
He looks exactly like Superman in the comics.
Yeah, he does. Not like that. He's generic white American dude or anything. He just looks like exactly what you'd expect a Superman to look like.
He is Superman.
The ideal casting. Yeah.
Like he just comes across as kind and really chill, and a bit of a nerdy fucking farm boy. He's awesome. But
what are we getting instead? This is slowly becoming not a Doctor Who show. But who else is going to be Superman?
I couldn't imagine anyone else as Superman right now.
Terry Crews.
Terry Crews as Superman.
It'd anger the right wing crowd, but it'd be wonderul.
Oh yeah.
And even better, just like with the Doctor Who idea, he does not want to be Superman.
He's
I don't have to fight you.
Strong enough to be Superman in real life. Terry Crews looks like
without superpowers.
Yeah, he looks like he could easily lift a car.
Yeah,
and throw it at the Hulk or whatever.
And that is basically all that happened in Superman 4. He just lifts a car.
And then, so Henry Cavill said, "I've got a load of money. I've got a big idea for Warhammer. Amazon, can I do Warhammer?" And they're like, "Yeah, give Superman what he fucking wants."
How long before someone like this, one of our lovely nerd actors that we love, like Terry and Henry, how long before one of them goes, "Can I be in Doctor Who?"
I'd love.
And then Disney goes, "Can we pull those strings?" And then the showrunner goes, "Yeah, I've got an idea of a character in Doctor Who that Henry Cavill can play, and let's go."
Existing Doctor Who characters other than the Doctor, who would you have Henry Cavill play?
Oh, of an existing character explicitly, so it's a recast.
Or you could.
I reckon this is kind of like this is. I hate bringing them up, but this is kind of something Vin Diesel's done a few times, right? Just have them Have them cameo as a character that doesn't even require the physical appearance, like Henry Cavill cameoing as a Jadoon. So he does not sound like Henry Cavill. It's under a mask all the time. It's Henry Cavill, and that's a really fun, interesting fact for your pub quiz, right? And Henry Cavill's having a great time because he's a giant rhinoceros.
They've done that twice. An actor called Michael Sheen, who was like a really good actor, he did the voice of a planet that ate TARDISes.
Yeah.
There's no physical appearance. And they had Ian McKellen voice the Great Intelligence before it became Richard E. Grant.
That's a good casting for the Great Intelligence.
It was a great voice, but you just think it's Ian McKellen. Surely,
you want to see.
Maybe they could only afford.
It's just an honour to just have Ian McKellen in your presence.
I know, but
what a legend,
Ian McKellen. I would love. If Matt Smith must have felt ripped off because they were both his stories as well.
Oh man, we need to just get Ian McKellen in a bit more stuff because
get him
let's
on the
be
podcast.
Honest, yeah, mate, come on.
Hello, I'm Ian McKellen.
Fair enough. It's all right.
Yeah, it's good Ian McKellen impression.
It's fine.
It's all right. Yeah,
it's fine. You got anything to Doctor Who related to talk about before we
shut
this the fuck down?
Oh my god. But I'm just very excited. That's a good trailer. But take away all the fun tidbits about Beat the Meep and the Wraiths and David Tennant running around like a twat. It's a good trailer.
So you are excited for what is to come?
Yeah, I'm very excited. How do you feel?
I'm looking forward to the Deus Ex Bradley Walsh. Bradley Walsh, how did you get here inside the moon?
No time to explain.
We're on the unit moon base and Bradley Walsh is there. Well, I heard there was some bad stuff going on the moon, so I came to investigate. But obviously it's Donna Noble that meets him, doesn't know who Bradley Walsh is. Bradley Walsh holds up the psychic paper.
She recognises...
It's the same scene again.
Donna recognises him
from the chase.
From the chase. He's not even playing Graham, he's just Bradley Walsh.
Oh, the where are they next of Doctor Who companions, and Bradley Walsh is just on the chase. They unironically just do that.
The where are they now of Doctor Who companions, and Bradley Walsh is just Volcano Inspector.
Volcano Inspector. He could just totally do a where are they now for every companion, and we just roll with it.
Which companion is most likely to be accused and held accountable for the assassination of JFK?
Bradley Walsh. This man that has weird objects on him and knows things about the future appeared
out of nowhere.
In
the middle of Dallas.
Yeah. There you are. You're just watching the footage.
This time of year.
You're watching the footage. There's the motorcade. There's JFK. And in the back seat, it's just Bradley Walsh. What's he doing there?
Laughing as he just caps the president in the back of the head. And then just disappears.
Oh, dear me.
The day John Fitzgerald Kennedy's head cruelly exploded, inconveniencing hundreds of people.
Inconveniencing?
And ruining his wife's dress.
Jesus Christ. I feel like the assassination of JFK has done more for media than most events. You could argue that was a nexus event within history.
I would have said
a major turning point for where the world could have gone. But so much media involves just in some way manipulating JFK as some kind of time travel mechanic.
Manipulating his damn head to explode on time.
Oh, dear me. And poor Bradley Walsh. Bradley Walsh gets hold of the time travel thing that Captain Harkness has. We'll talk about that. Well, Captain Jack Harkness has, but lets him do a little bit of time travel, right? And he stops the JFK because he thinks he's doing a good thing, only to find out bad shit happens, and now Bradley Walsh needs to go back in time and be the one on the grassy knoll. What are you doing here? But his only weapon is psychic paper, and he's got to correct his own mistake. Right, of course, being the idiot he is, he bumps into himself. Bradley Walsh, what are you? And they're both holding psychic paper up at each other, trying to fool each other. but there's no paradox because
what does the psychic paper say? I'm here to kill JFK. I'm here to not kill JFK.
Oh, well, a bit of a disagreement then, and then it cuts to them just in a Taco Bell or something.
They have a duel.
Just
to
having
the death.
a duel.
Bradley Wolf couches his own eyes out.
Oh God! I was gonna say it starts with past Bradley Walsh having a revolver with a bullet in it. Future Bradley Walsh's revolver doesn't have a bullet in it because it was used to kill future Bradley Walsh.
Revolver.
Oh, it just gets horribly violent, and he goes on to be the chase man.
With the memory that he killed both himself and JFK.
As we've gone just completely off the rails here, let's get back on some rails for some other Doctor Who news that's recent. Tell me about the disgusting, greasy, multiple-armed slug monster and the slug monster that Captain Jack Harkness, as aforementioned, is going to transform into. What's happening with that? Because we've got a new confirmed casting for Captain Jack Harkness.
Oh, bear with me one moment.
Are you bringing up an image of it? So
I'm googling the new actor's name.
Oh yeah, fair enough. Anyway, I had some speculation that the slug monster is a mid-cocoon transformation between them. That's probably nonsense. I don't know.
I don't think that's true.
It's. I must say, the slug monster. If you do a Google of it now, the Doctor Who slug monster, it is not the prosthetic team's best work.
I think it's going to be.
It's too big. It's too cumbersome, and it's just going to look like. Maybe we have only seen leaked.
I like the look of it.
Yeah,
Sorry.
It's just a big, ugly slug. Well, at least it's not just a humanoid with a wrinkly forehead, because that's 99% of all sci-fi alien species. And of course, it's roaming the streets of. I was going to say London. It's not. It's going to be like Cardiff or something, because the tax is slightly better on it. Right. Have you finished Googling it? Who does John Barrowman, our Captain Jack Harkness of time, transform into? How is this hard to Google? I thought it'd just be an easy Google. If I get it in 30 seconds, I'm going to scratch another point off your board.
I'm going to gouge your eyes out if you do that.
Captain Jack.
I remember looking for the actor's name, but he...
I'm going to press Captain Jack Harkness, and then instead of all, I'm just going to press the news button, and I think it will immediately tell me. It hasn't. Fair enough.
Yeah, you thought I was being a dipshit, didn't you?
Yeah. I'm actually surprised I haven't immediately been given an answer.
I'm looking through where I've sent you it on WhatsApp, but I've got to scroll through all of the fucking memes we send each other. Me and Eve don't actually talk to each other.
Yeah, we just communicate slowly in memes.
Every day, a new meme. Or a new nightmare.
Yeah, weird. This is a fun podcast, isn't it? Just Googling. But you know what? We're still going to print it anyway. Because you know why? Because we're not producing art like musicians. We're just fart this out. A couple people watch. I hope you've had fun.
I'm glad this isn't...
I give up. It doesn't matter who the next
Robert Morvay, his name is Robert Morvay.
Who is he?
I don't know.
How do you spell Morvay? I'm going to IMDb them. Live research.
M-O-R...
Yep.
V-A-Y.
Right, and I'm going to put IMDb in, and we're going to talk about future Captain Jack. Excellent. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Robert Morvay is known for Wild Sweet Orange. Unless I've got the wrong actor, there's not a lot here. But you know what? There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
I've always liked, and it's something I think British media does a fair bit. Harry Potter being a very notable example of just casting nobodies. Of just casting
Alan Rickman
people.
Had been in stuff before Harry Potter. You
right, but all the kids they resisted the urge to just pick some random kids. They resisted the urge to pick even Americans actually, and went for it.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a shame. We had difficulty googling because maybe they're not in very much, or maybe I was looking at the wrong page. It doesn't matter. Let's talk about this anyway. Captain Jack, that must be a future episode, a future season or something. That's not going to be in the special, I don't think.
No, I think no. It got announced around very recently. All the specials for next year are filmed.
Oh,
they're in the can. They're ready. They could show them now if they wanted.
Oh, they're probably just editing them and stuff like that then.
Possibly even. No, I think they're all done and dusted.
Photoshopping out David Tennant's grey hairs because he's young and beautiful and will be forever. David Tennant, if you're watching, I'd love to invite you around for dinner. I'll be making a lovely shepherd's pie for you.
David Tennant, if you're listening, fuck you. Fuck you.
Alright, that's it. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks for coming to our podcast. And remember to like, share and subscribe. And Eve is definitely a witch. Please help me.
What else do the YouTubers say? Press the bell to be immediately and rudely interrupted when we post a video.
Please save me from hair clutches. Help.
Squarespace.